Hey everybody, my name's Chris Alvino, and I'm here with Beyond the Pickup. Today we're going to talk about approach anxiety and this one simple technique I use to get over approach anxiety. Right now I'm in a busy walkway. My mind is going, my mind's yelling at me like all these people are looking at me. They're probably judging me, they probably think I'm weird. I'm sure your mind has the same thoughts when you're about to approach a woman. You're like, oh fuck, I don't know what to say. She's gonna think I'm weird. She's gonna judge me. I'm a loser. I shouldn't be here. And that's the crux, right? That's the problem with approach anxiety is your mind is going crazy and you're listening to it. You're taking it serious. You're thinking, yes, she is gonna think I'm weird, therefore I should not approach. And you freeze up. You get that fight or flight response. You know, your knees buckle, and then you like vomit in the bushes, right? We've all been there. I've done it. You've done it. You know, don't deny it. You've thrown up in the bushes because too much anxiety.
Ew! Sorry.
You know, how do you get over that, right? I get a lot of coaching clients, and they talk to me, and they're like, how do I make my mind stop? Will my mind just leave me the hell alone? That's all I want. And they come to me asking me if I can make their mind stop. So I got some good news and some bad news. Start with the bad news first. So the bad news is we have no control over our minds. See, the same way I have no control over the traffic, so the traffic that's going behind me, those loud trucks, I have no control over that. But what I can do is I can ignore it, right? I can make sure that that traffic, that noise has no effect on my life or this video, right? If it's loud, I'll just talk louder or I'll keep going, it doesn't matter. The thoughts in your mind are a lot like background traffic. They go on their own. An easy way to tell that I'm telling the truth is just start observing your mind. So like right now, I want you to pause this video and just think about what your mind is saying, right? Your mind is gonna be saying all kinds of things. Just pause the video for 30 seconds and just listen to what your mind is saying.
One eternity later.
It's probably got all these thoughts like, this guy's full of shit, or wow, he's true. This is all true.
All of it. It's all true.
You know, or it's going to say a myriad of other things. And so what I want you to do is just start observing your mind. That's the first step. Just like, oh, my mind is yelling at me. I do that all the time. My mind is yelling at me. It's telling me I can't approach these women. I can't do all this stuff. It's, you're too ugly. You're too fat. You're too weird. They're going to think you're gross. Just start listening to the mind. And then the next step is you want to start labeling those thoughts that you're having, right? A lot of times I'll label those thoughts as judgment. Like I'm having judgment thoughts. Like, oh, I am not going to be good at this. That's judgment, right? Or, oh, I'm going to be shit at this. And a lot of times I'll be like, my mind is talking shit. So you come up with your own labels. Start labeling your thoughts. And then the last step, what you start doing is you change the dialogue in your mind just a little bit. So a lot of times I'll be like, if I'm looking at a woman and I want to approach her and my mind starts yelling at me saying, oh, you're too ugly to approach that woman. You do a little shift. All you say is, I'm having the thought that I'm too ugly, right? Or I'm having the thought that she's going to judge me. Or I'm having the thought that these people hate me, right? And you tell that to yourself. You change your thought. You change the thought pattern. And what this does is it creates a little bit of space between you and that thought. Because the problem is the thought is controlling you, right? When you have a thought that you are, like let's say you're too ugly. It's a common one. Like, I'm too ugly, I'm too weird. You take it serious and you believe it and you make it true.
No. Look away, I'm hideous.
Right? So instead of believing it, you just observe it. And you're like, oh, that's interesting. Like it's background noise from a radio or from traffic, right? It's nothing major. It's just noise. You know, it's like having an annoying neighbor, or like, you know what it's like? It's like having an annoying sibling who's like, you're ugly, you're fat, blah, blah, blah. And if you take that sibling seriously, you're gonna be majorly depressed and not take any action. Or you can ignore that sibling and be like, you're full of shit, I don't care what you say, I'm gonna do what I want. So start creating space between you and your thoughts, right? Start adding the phrase, I'm having the thought that, to all of your negative thoughts. I'm having the thought that I'm ugly. I'm having the thought that I'm negative. I'm having the thought that people don't like me. And watch what happens to your body. Watch what happens to your results. Because every time you do that, you're going to create a little bit more space between you and those negative thoughts. And that space allows you to take action, right? When I create space between me and my thoughts, that's when I approach. Like I will say, I'm having the thought that I'm ugly, and then I'll just start walking and I'll approach, you know? And then as I'm talking, I might have the thought that she's judging me. And so I'll in my mind, I'll say, I'm having the thought that she's judging me. And then I'll proceed anyway. And the more you do this, the more your mind and your body realize that those thoughts are full of shit. They are not real, and you make them real by believing in them.
It's like whatever you imagine becomes real.
So all we're doing is we're taking away the power of the negative thoughts. So they don't go away, right? These thoughts will never go away because our minds are trained to be negative. But what we do is we take the power back, right? So I want you to start taking your power back and start living the life you want to live. So the next time you see a hot woman you want to approach and your mind is trying to stop you, recognize it, label it like, oh, that's a judgment thought, and then add the phrase, I'm having the thought that my mind is a bitch. And then go do your approach. You're going to do much, much better. Right? So if you got a lot of value from this video, like and subscribe. And if you want to learn more about my techniques and get more in-depth coaching and training on how to overcome approach anxiety, go to my website, beyondthepickup.com. There's going to be a lot of videos, a lot of articles, and a lot of courses on this exact subject. All right. Keep on approaching, guys.